So as we move into day 14 of the government shutdown with no end in sight, it's time to debunk a few myths, like the president blaming the Democrats for the standoff. Here he is just 3 weeks ago.
I am proud to shut down the government for border security.
And as we know, he kept his word. So far, 9 of 15 federal agencies have been shuttered, with more than 420,000 federal employees deemed essential, forced to work without pay, while another 380,000 contract workers have been furloughed. And if it seems like most other people don't care, they don't. A Huffington Post survey found only a third of Americans consider the shutdown a very serious problem, in part because they haven't felt the impact, and in part thanks to bloviating pundits like these.
I think that not funding the wall is going to go down as one of the worst things to have happened to this administration.
It's a textbook example of what the drive-by media calls compromise. Trump gets nothing and the Democrats get everything, including control of the House.
But did you notice not a word about the livelihoods of nearly 1 million federal employees who are paying the price for this political grandstanding, like Lori McCann, who's being forced to choose between her post-knee surgery medical treatments and buying groceries?
The uncertainty of not knowing when we will go back to work and whether or not we will get paid is very stressful.
Or Diana Black, whose husband works for the Coast Guard and is worried about her family and friends' futures.
I have friends who were returning Christmas presents and holding on to the gift cards that they got from other family members, just in case that they needed them.
And thousands of others have taken to Twitter with the hashtag Shutdown Stories to share what they're experiencing, including Alt Civil Servant, who wrote, "I may have to terminate my husband's caregiver because it's so expensive. I'm beside myself with worry." A federal employees union has since filed suit against the Trump administration, you may know, arguing that forcing employees to work without pay during the shutdown is, quote, "nothing short of inhumane." That sounds about right to me. And as for those of you telling families to quit complaining because they'll get paid eventually, do you know that 4 in 10 adults in this country live paycheck to paycheck, right? And if that same group was faced with an unexpected expense of just $400, they wouldn't be able to cover it. And to add further insult to injury, Trump just issued an executive order freezing a 2% pay raise for federal civilian workers in 2019. You know, last week I tweeted my own frustrations with the situation, asking for an explanation as to why members of Congress and the White House continue to be paid during a shutdown while hundreds of thousands of federal employees go without. To which Boston Globe columnist Jeff Jacoby responded, because the 27th Amendment doesn't allow congressional pay to be changed until after an intervening election. To which I replied with, I've been so busy studying the 25th Amendment that I missed the 27th, but let them donate pay to Treasury. A gesture lawmakers can actually make good on, since they aren't legally required to accept that pay. Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto and Elizabeth Warren, to name just two, say they'll be donating their salaries until Trump reopens the government, and rightly so. You know, at this point, our leaders need to recognize that they are engaging in zero-sum politics, with everyone but them on the zero end of the equation.